Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai.
We hear a lot about Vaishnava etiquette. Etiquette's an awful sounding word. Like very, don't put your elbows on the table, and when you drink soup you have to get out of the far side of the spoon, like this. That's like table etiquette. Vaishnava etiquette is not, because, frankly, who cares how you use a spoon? And you see devotees, when they get the plate, just tipping it back, Don't do that within the table. Vaishnava etiquette is something different, actually. Actually, it's a translation of Vaishnava Sadachar. And Sadachar means eternal activity of the Vaishnavas, how we act. This is not just rules and regulations or social convention. But it's actually a way of acting, how devotees act in such a way as to create very nice, harmonious relationships amongst each other. And so that there's a flow of two things that are very important in Krishna consciousness. One is blessings, and the other is mercy. So we always want to come to, like, superior personalities, more advanced devotees, Krishna, his devotees. We always want to get their blessings. And what blessings? We're not looking for something material, but we're looking for service. So we're not asking, in a sense, we are asking for something for ourselves. Because the more service we get, the more blissful we'll be. But what have they come for? They're like a recruitment agency. And they've opened up branches everywhere so that they can recruit devotees to engage in blissful service to Radha Krishna, ultimately in the spiritual world. So by asking for service, that's what they've come to give. So they want. But they can't give more than we're ready to take. If we're in a completely selfish mood, not inclined to serve, they're not going to push it on us. They can't. The rules are we've got to want it. Why? Because in the end, Radha and Krishna, they're controlled by service. So we have to be qualified. Once Parvati asked Shivji, what is the most superior worship? And Shiv said, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. The most superior worship is worship of Krishna, or Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. But, then he said, but superior to that, Tadhyanam samarjanam. But even better than worshipping Vishnu, it's worshipping Tadhyanam, those who are very, very dear to him, who have a very close relationship with him. That's even more than what... Krishna is more pleased when we serve or react nicely with those who have a close relationship with him than when we worship him. This is basic rule of bhakti. Devotional service. So a lot of Vaishnava etiquette, or most of Vaishnava etiquette, is really about having a proper relationship with this Tadiya, with those who have a very close relationship with Krishna. First of all, in relationship to Krishna himself. I'll just go over some simple... The basic rule is that we treat them all with love and honor. And also we try to observe purity in relation to these personalities, beloved personalities. So first, Krishna, in the temple. We don't run into the temple with shoes on. Neither do we come into the temple in a palanquin. That's not a big problem for us, but there's so many rules and regulations. See, if we were kings do go here and there in palanquins. But they're not supposed to show their great position in front of Krishna, because Krishna, he's the top. So we're supposed to be humble in front of Krishna. We don't turn our back. Like, it's rude to turn your back on somebody. And in the old days, if somebody came in front of the king, so when they left, then they'd walk backwards. So we don't, as much as possible, we don't turn our back on the deity. Like when we're circumambulating in the morning, circumambulating Tulsi, then come to the deities and we turn around, you see. Obeisances. When we offer obeisances to the deities, we offer obeisances with our left side to the deity. And when we offer obeisances to Guru, we offer obeisances like straight on. But if Guru has passed away, and we're offering obeisances, then again with the left side. And offering obeisances to the deities, then you offer obeisances with the right side to the deities. With the demigods. You offer obeisances with the right side to the demigods. These are some... When we offer obeisances, we should also offer prayers. In ISKCON, we would recite the prayer for Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharani Nirvisheshi Shanyavati Paschatari. Every time coming into the temple. Every time, that comes next. So we can offer prayers to Gurudev when we come into the temple, or Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. This covers everybody. Guruve Gaura Chandraya. So I'm offering my obeisances to Guru, and I'm offering my obeisances to Lord Chaitanya. Guruve Gaura Chandraya. Radhikaya. And I'm offering my obeisances to Shrimati Radhika. Tadalaye. And to all her girlfriends, servants, sakis. Krishnaya. I'm offering my obeisances to Krishna. Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya. And to Krishna's devotees. Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. And I'm offering my obeisances to the devotees of all those personalities. To the devotees of Krishna and to the devotees of Krishna's devotees. All. So this is a very nice general prayer for when we're coming into a sacred place. Coming into temple, offering obeisances, like when we come to sacred places like on Parikrama, coming to Viraj Govardhan, Jamuna, anywhere where we want to offer obeisances. This is very good. If we offer obeisances to devotees, then Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavcha Puritam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha. When we come into the temple, like if you come into somebody's room, you knock on the door. So when we come into the temple, actually we should knock on the door. There should be a bell ringing. When the deities are asleep, we don't make a noise because they're resting. So at midday, for example, we don't make a big noise in the temple. I heard one time, I think they were Gurukulis. They came running into a temple. The deities were taking rest. They came and they had this massive kirtan. And while they were having kirtan, some gong or something fell off the wall and hit one of them on the head. Then pictures and deities. So pictures, they're not just pictures. Like we can worship a picture just as we can worship a deity, and Srila Gurudev recommends that rather than having installed deities, because it takes so much time and energy to worship deities. He's not completely against. And in centres, of course, then it's advantageous to have the deities. But on the whole, he recommends pictures. So the pictures are also personalities. So we don't, for example, we always keep clothes on in front of the deities. And like Prabhupada said, the windows on the spiritual world. I remember one time, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, he came to Malaysia, visited the devotees in Kuala Lumpur. So everyone was very respectful to him, and they wanted to bathe his feet. But on the wall, there were pictures of the acharyas. So he said, no, I can't. You can't bathe my feet in front of the acharyas. Pictures, they're just pictures. But he's seeing that they're there, and he couldn't he couldn't accept worship in front of them. Very... Books and bead bags, these are also Tadiyana. They're also transcendental. I think I mentioned before the Sikh gentleman I was talking to. He said, we take care of our books, we worship our books. We don't just stick them in a bag somewhere or put them under our armpit, walk around with our books under our armpits. Granth Sahib. In Golden Temple in Amritsar. So they're offering the Chamara and worshipping Granth Sahib, they're worshipping scripted there. So books we should take care of. Like here, they're kept in a nice bag, kept clean. We don't put them on the floor. Don't put them also on places where somebody's been sitting, because it's also not clean. Keep them in clean places. Bead bags, the same. Bead bags should always be kept clean. Generally speaking, if you go to use the toilet, then you leave your bag outside. And if you're with somebody else, and you give, like when you go visiting, you're out somewhere, so you leave your bags with somebody else. If there's nobody else, then put them in your pocket. Put the bead bag in your pocket. There's nothing else to do. I know devotees have like gone to a public toilet, hung their beads outside the toilet, gone in, and come back, and the beads are gone.
Yeah.
It's happened. So we have to be practical. Association with Srila Gurudev. The main principle is there's two things, honor and love. Gurudev is a personification of love, and he's come to give us affection, transcendental affection. He's come to help us. He's come to give us the most precious gift. So we should relate to him with love, and at the same time we should honor him. So there's I wouldn't say it's conflict, but there's two things going on there. On the one hand, we want to have an intimate relationship with Gurudev, close relationship, friendly relationship. But on the other hand, we have to offer honor. So at first, we'll naturally be very circumspect, very careful and worried, maybe, with him. But gradually that mood will be replaced by a mood of Vishrambhena Seva, with intimate service. Like, Madhav Maharaj, for example. Gurudev may be talking to a whole bunch of devotees. And Madhav Maharaj will walk in, pull out Gurudev's thread, take the key off the thread and walk off with the key. He's just completely... And he calls Gurudev his Lala, his little boy. He's got that mood. So this is intimate service. We can't fake it. It's got to come naturally, but it should come. We shouldn't always be fearful of Gurudev. Gurudev says that the mood of awe and reverence is like sunshine, and the mood of intimate service is like moonbeams. And here, of course, the sunshine is quite welcome. It would be nice if we saw the sun, but in summer in India, it's not so welcome. It's 50, and even the monkeys they get into Jamuna in the shade of some tree, just sitting up to their necks in water, and just to get some shade. So then at night, and the moon's coming, and it's such a relief. We should try and serve Gurudev as much as possible. Association means welcoming, talking, conversation, and service. Meeting personal needs. We shouldn't think, Gurudev's he's like totally spiritual personality, so he doesn't need anything. This is actually Aishvarya. Like when Prahlad Maharaj, when the Shingadev came, he just offered prayers. So that way he's a supreme personality God. What can I give him? He never offered him like food. He never thought we might be tired after fighting with Hiranyakashipu. Maybe I should wash his hands for him. He's got blood all over him. Never thought like this. But a devotee is thinking on the one hand that Gurudev is a transcendental personality, and on the other hand that he's a person and I have to look after his personal needs. Prasadam also, we don't eat prasadam. Prasadam means food which has been offered to the Lord with love on the altar and then received back. So it's transcendental, it's sacred. Been offered by the Lord. So remains of sacrifice. So we don't eat, Gurudev says, you don't eat prasadam, you serve prasad seva. Unfortunately, when we take prasad, the atmosphere is quite often a bit like a cafe or canteen or something. But this is actually it's offense to prasad. Offering prayers. Actually, one of the Russian devotees asked Gurudev, well, how should we relate to prasad? Gurudev said, you should pray to it. We want the moods of prasadam. So we should treat prasadam also like a transcendental personality. Don't step over prasadam. Like, don't step over also, but don't step over a person. Shorten the life of both. Both the person who steps over and the person who stepped over. Life's shortened if you step over them. Walk around. And respect with the right hand. Respecting prasadam with the right hand. Right hand's for clean things, left hand's for dirty things. So, if we're taking prasad with a number of devotees, so for example, there's 4 or 5 devotees, and then you can, if you need something more, you can take with your left hand. Otherwise, if you take with your right hand, suppose you're eating out of the pot with your right hand, means your right hand's contaminated because we're thinking, because it's we've been eating with it. So we put it in the pot, and everyone else is getting our jutta, it's called, saliva. So we don't want that. So rather than do that, you can take with your left hand. That's general etiquette. But in general, we don't touch prasad with the left hand. Best thing is if somebody can serve everybody else. That's the best thing. Anyway, sometimes it's not practical.